Welcome, dear children, to the last session of that chapter, Units and Measurements. That is, we are doing some problems. Okay. The first question is, if the errors involved in the measurements of a side and mass of a cube are 3% and 4% respectively, what is the maximum permissible error in the density of the material? So the problem is from that error analysis. How do the errors combine? So we have already discussed that in the case of product and quotients, it is the relative error which combine. So if we say about relative error, that is applicable for percentage error also. So if you have the physical quantity as a product or quotient of other physical quantities, the error will be the sum of relative errors, or the percentage error will be the sum of percentage errors in the individual measured values. That's what. So here it's given for a cube, the error involved in the measurement of side and mass are 3% and 4% respectively. So what will be the error in the measurement of density? So the thing is this, what do you mean by density? Density is mass by volume. Okay, mass by volume means what? Mass by side length cube. So percentage error in density is given by, that is delta rho by rho into 100. That's what we are finding. That is equal to delta m by m into 100. What is that? Delta m by m into 100. Delta m by m into 100. This is the percentage error in what? Mass. Likewise, delta L by L into 100 is the percentage error in side length. So those values are given. So it is very easy. So we have delta m by m into 100 plus 3 into delta L by L into 100. Why this 3 into? Because m by L cube it is. That is why 3 into delta L by L into 100. So we have 4% plus 3 into 3%, and the answer is 13%. Okay, so the question is very simple. The percentage errors in the measurement of mass and speed are 2% and 3% respectively. How much will be the maximum error in the estimate of kinetic energy obtained by measuring mass and speed? So first of all, you should know what is the expression for kinetic energy. It is half mv square. So what will be the expression for percentage error in kinetic energy? It will be percentage error in mass plus 2 into percentage error in velocity. Likewise, it will come. So here it is given percentage error in mass, it is 2%, and percentage error in speed, it is 3%. So the percentage error in kinetic energy equal to, so what is this? As I said earlier, this is the percentage error in mass, and this is percentage error in speed. So 2% plus 2 into 3, giving the answer to 8. Okay, so 2 plus 6 will be 8. So that's the answer. Now next question. The error in the measurement of radius of a sphere is 2%. What would be the error in the volume of the sphere? So what do you mean by volume of the sphere? Volume of the sphere is given by 4 by 3 pi r cube. Okay. So 4 by 3 pi r cube, when we calculate the error. So percentage error in measuring radius is given as 2%. We know that volume of the sphere is what? V is equal to 4 by 3 pi r cube. So 4 by 3 pi being constants, they don't have any error. Okay, error lies only with that r cube. So we have the percentage error in volume as 3 into the percentage error in means measuring radius. So 3 into delta r by r. So the answer becomes 6%. Now, the length and breadth of a rectangle are 5.7 plus or minus 0.1 centimeter and 3.4 plus or minus 0.2 centimeter. Calculate the area of the rectangle with error limits. Okay, so rectangle it is mentioned. You are asked to find area. How will you find the area? Length into breadth. So in finding product, how do the error combine? Errors combine like that means the relative errors or percentage errors get added. Okay, so how we write? So first we calculate LB. Okay, L into B, it is 5.7 into 3.4, it is 19.38. Got it? And we rounded it to 19.4 centimeters square. Now, what will be delta A? So the thing is this, you have to find relative error in A first. So when you multiply relative error in A with A, you will get absolute error in A. So that is what is the step here. Is that clear? So what I said, first you should find delta A by A. What will be delta A by A? It will be delta L by L plus delta B by B. Got it? Now how will you get delta A? To get to delta A, that what delta L by L plus delta B by B is to be multiplied by A. What is A? L into B. So that is this step actually. This step stands for that. This step. Okay. Now you just substitute 0.1 by 5.7 plus 0.2 by 3.4 into 19.4. Because we have to write the final answer in quoted value form. In quoted value form, it is to be written as L plus or minus delta L or A plus or minus delta A. So that is why we have to find that delta A. So this is how we do. Got it? So we have 19.4 plus or minus 1.5 centimeters square. So here you may have a doubt like why it is 19.4, because 5.7, 3.4 only two significant figures. But looking at that precision only, we have taken 19.4. One place is there, no, after decimal point one place is there. That way only it is rounded to the three significant figures. Okay, so this is how. So don't forget this step. This is very important. Delta A equal to delta L by L plus delta B by B into A it is. What is A? L into B. That is how we are using this equation here. Now, next is an error analysis question. In an experiment, the refractive index of glass was observed to be 1.45, 1.56, 1.54, 1.44, 1.54 and 1.53. Calculate the mean value of refractive index, mean absolute error, fractional error. Fractional error means what? Relative error, and percentage error. Express the result in terms of absolute error and percentage error. Okay, so steps we will go through. So first step is to find the mean value. So just add and divide by 6 because there are 6 measured values. So you'll get 1.51. Next is finding absolute errors. Absolute error, here it is shown minus also, but in finding mean absolute error you need not consider those negative sign. Hope it is clear. So in finding mean absolute error, you need not consider those negative signs. So these negative signs and all not at all needed. So be careful. Okay. Then mean absolute error, you are getting 0.0433. We are rounding it to that 2 digits, that is 0.04. Okay. Now coming to the next step, that is relative error. Relative error, delta U by U, that mu, no, mu, it is mu. Mu it is mu. Okay. MUE, mu. That mu stands for that refractive index, that's all. So we have 0.04 divided by 1.51. We get 0.03. So it is rounded. That reason and all I have told you. The required precision only we show in the final result. That is why we are rounding. Then percentage error becomes 3%. So in terms of absolute error, the reading becomes what, 1.51 in plus or minus 0.04, and in terms of percentage error it becomes 1.51 plus or minus 3%. So do it yourself in the notebook and check whether you are getting the same answer or not. A physical quantity x is given by x is equal to a square b cube by c root d. If the percentage errors of measurement in A, B, C and D are 4%, 2%, 3% and 1% respectively, then calculate the percentage error in x. So here we can say the percentage error in x will be what? 2 into percentage error in A plus 3 into percentage error in B plus 1 into percentage error in C plus 1 by 2 into percentage error in D. Why it is 1 by 2 into percentage error in D? Because here we have what? That root D. What is root D? Root D means D raised to 1 by 2. So D raised to 1 by 2. So error, when we write percentage error, it will be 1 by 2 into percentage error in D. Okay, so that's how it comes. So the steps are here. So as I said, 2 into percentage error in A plus 3 into percentage error in B plus percentage error in C plus half into percentage error in D. So doing the calculation, we will get 17.5%. Now we will discuss two example questions from the textbook. First is example 210. Two resistors of resistances R1 equal to 100 plus or minus 3 ohm and R2 equal to 200 plus or minus 4 ohm are connected in series and in parallel. Find the equivalent resistance of series combination and parallel combination. Use the relation R equal to R1 plus R2 for series combination, and 1 by R dash is equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 for parallel, and delta R dash by R dash square equal to delta R1 by R1 square plus delta R2 by R2 square for finding the error. Okay, so these three equations they have given. So first of all, let me say one thing. What about the number of significant figures in that R1 and R2? Seeing this 100 and 200, you may say that the number of significant figures is 1, because in a measurement without decimal point, trailing zeros are non-significant. But here, see, look at this error. What is the error? 3. So what is the meaning of that? When we repeat the measurement, you may get either 97 or you may get 103 in the case of R1, and in the case of R2 you may get 196 or you may get what, 204. So in that way, so since that error is given there, from that we can say that we have the number of significant figures as 3. So that is one part of our discussion. I just said only. Now we will move on to the answer, discussion of answer. So first we need to find the equivalent resistance of series. You know R is equal to R1 plus R2. So 100 plus or minus 3 plus 200 plus or minus 4. So what to do? First you have to add 100 and 200, you will get 300. Now what to do with the errors? These errors, absolute errors, get added. So plus or minus 7. Very simple. Now equivalent resistance of parallel combination. So equivalent resistance of parallel combination you have to do in two parts. First you need to find that R dash, then you need to find what, delta R dash. So first step here, what is shown is to find R dash. So that is R1 R2 by R1 plus R2. So 200 by 3, you will get 66.6666, like that recurring it is. We need up to 3 significant figures. So we have 66.7 ohm. Now coming to the next part, that is we have to find what? Delta R dash. So this equation, no, this equation which is given in the question, it follows from max only. So in the question, no, it's given to you. So don't be worried. So from that equation, you have to find what? Delta R dash. So your duty it is to rearrange that equation and get that delta R dash. So delta R dash is equal to delta R1 by R1 square plus delta R2 by R2 square, got it, into, because delta R dash by R dash square is delta R1 by R1 square plus delta R2 by R2 square. So when we find delta R dash, this R2 square is taken to the other side. Okay, so that R dash square is to be multiplied with each term on right hand side. So that is how we get this step. R dash square into delta R1 by R1 square plus R dash square into delta R2 by R2 square. Now there lies only substitution. So in the substitution, it is R dash square by R1 square. So R dash is 66.7. Then R1 is 100. Okay. So that is how 66.7 by 100 whole square. Likewise here R dash square by R2 square. So 66.7 by 200 whole square. Here then multiplication is with the delta R1 and delta R2, 3 and 4. So after doing calculation, so the answer here what we are getting for delta R dash is 1.8. So 1.8 is actually what is delta R dash. So our quoted value becomes what? 66.7 plus or minus 1.8. Okay, so that is the answer. Now one more example question, that is example 212. The period of oscillation of a simple pendulum is t equal to 2 pi into root of L by G. Measured value of L is 20 centimeter known to 1 millimeter accuracy, and time for 100 oscillations of the pendulum is found to be 90 seconds using a wristwatch of 1 second resolution. What is the accuracy in the determination of G? Okay, so it's given period of oscillation of simple pendulum is T equal to 2 pi into root of L by G. Here L stands for what? Length of the pendulum, and G is the acceleration due to gravity. T stands for what? Time period. Okay, so here error is not given directly. You read this sentence carefully. Measured value of L is 20 centimeter known to 1 millimeter accuracy. What do you mean by that 1 millimeter accuracy? 1 millimeter accuracy means that possible error is 1 millimeter. So measured value given in 20 centimeter and error given in millimeter. So you state it in centimeter to avoid confusion. So 20 centimeter with what accuracy? 0.1 centimeter accuracy. So this statement, this statement we can write like what? 20 plus or minus 20.0. Okay, 20.0 plus or minus what? 0.1. That much centimeter is the what measured value of L. 20 plus or minus 0.1 centimeter. Is that clear? So that is the statement, that is the meaning of that statement. So L we can write like 20 plus or minus 0.1. Next comes here what? 100 oscillation. Time for 100 oscillations of the pendulum is to be 90 seconds using a wristwatch of 1 second resolution. What do you mean by 1 second resolution? 1 second resolution. The word resolution means what? Least count itself. LC stands for what? Least count. So 1 second resolution means the possible error is how much? 1 second. Okay. So the thing is this, here in the question time period is mentioned, which is the time taken for one complete oscillation. Okay, but here what is the time given? The time given is the time taken for 100 oscillations. Time taken for 100 oscillations. So there is a difference. So that time, suppose I write as t. So that t, how can I write that t? T is 90 seconds plus or minus 1. That much second. 90 plus or minus 1 second is the measured value of t, where the small letter t stands for time for 100 oscillation. Hope these two steps are clear. Okay. Now the given equation is what? Our equation was t equal to 2 pi into root of L by G. Okay. Now we need to find the percentage error in G. So actually simple pendulum apparatus can be used to find the value of G at a particular place. So in Little Flower Public School we can find the value of G by using what? Simple pendulum apparatus. So the thing is this, in this equation t equal to 2 pi into root of L by G, t is a measurable value. With the stopwatch you can find time period. Then length also is a measurable value. With the scale you can measure. So the only unknown means not measurable value is what? This G. So this equation we can use with the help of suitable experimental arrangement. You can use this equation to calculate the value of G. So that rearranged equation is given in this answer first. G is equal to, so you have to square the equation on both sides. So you'll get t square equal to 4 pi square into L by G. Is it clear? What will you get on squaring this equation? You will get t square equal to 4 pi square into L by G. That square root goes. Now rearrange to get that G. So G is equal to, just exchange the positions of G and T square. So we'll get G is equal to 4 pi square into L by T square. That is this equation. Okay. Now the percentage error and all you can get from that equation, because 4 pi square is what? Constant. So you have the percentage error in G as the percentage error in L plus 2 into percentage error in T. So first step is to find what? Percentage error in L and percentage error in T. Okay, percentage error in L, how will you get percentage error in L? I told L can be written as what? 20.0 plus or minus 0.1. So what will be the percentage error in L? 0.1 divided by 20 into 100. That will be the percentage error in L. Got it? 0.1 by 20 into 100. So here in the textbook only relative error is found. So we also will find only the relative error. So this is how it becomes 0.1 by 20. Okay. Now coming to the percentage or the relative error in time period. So here you have a point to note. So actually what is capital letter T? So we said small letter t is the time taken for 100 oscillation. So what is the time taken for one oscillation? That divided by 100. So that is what is written here. Capital letter T is equal to small letter t by n. So what will be the error in T? Capital letter T, delta T is equal to delta small t by n. Got it? So this relation is there. So delta t by t, that is capital, is equal to small letter delta t by t. So instead of writing delta t by t, it's enough to write what? Delta t by t. Okay. So here we have what? Relative error in. So after finding relative error, After finding the relative error in G, you can easily calculate what? You can easily calculate what the percentage error. Just multiply it with 100. That's all. So we have 0.1 by 20, that is the relative error in L, plus 2 into delta t by t. What is delta t by t? 1 second resolution in 90 seconds. So it is 1 by 90. That is delta t by t. So 1 by 90. So doing calculation, you will get 0.027. So multiplying it with 100, you will get actually 2.7. You will get 2.7. But you can round it to what? 3. 3% is the answer. Hope you followed this answer. So with that, we wind up this chapter. So what all questions we did? Study well. Now some more questions for you practice. For your practice, I will send in WhatsApp or in Google Classroom. So practice those questions. Okay. So only this much for today. Thank you.